Hello, it's very good to have you with us on ERi-TV. This is English News Broadcast live from the headquarters in Asmara at exactly 10:30 p.m. local time. Today is Sunday, 24th of September 2023. The following are the top stories. Minister Osman Saleh addresses 78th summit of UNGA. Training on administration conducted. Russia's Lavrov slams West in UN speech. At least 18 people killed in suicide truck bombing in Somalia. Minister Osman Saleh, Minister of Foreign Affairs, has addressed the 78th summit of the United Nations General Assembly in New York on 23rd September. In his address, Minister Osman said that 78 years have elapsed since the historic establishment of the United Nations on 24th October 1945 that occurred on the ashes and aftermath of the Second World War, which has caused unprecedented loss of life and devastation to humanity, and unfortunately the poignant lessons drawn from this ferocious war did not usher in an era of enduring peace rooted on legality, justice, and sustainable equilibrium in global terms. Minister Osman went on to say that the Cold War that lasted for the subsequent 45 years incubated a spiral of incessant conflicts and instability in many parts of the world, with all its detrimental consequences to enduring and inclusive prosperity. More ominously, the futile attempt to impose a unipolar world order in the last 30 years or so, and in particular the crisis spawned in these times aimed at reviving defunct alliance and military blocs, are increasingly pushing our global community into the precipice of a much more perilous catastrophe. Within this calamitous global reality, Minister Osman said that the African continent has been and remains marginalized, compelled as it is to shoulder the brunt of these destructive policies, and in this perspective, it must be recognized that this resistance movement unfolding in Africa manifested in different variants and expression and continuation of the struggle against colonialism. Minister Osman underlined that the vigorated resistance that are mushrooming in different parts of the world indicates that we are on the cusp or threshold of a new reality, a historical crossroads that will augur a new world order, and that the new desired global order will have to be accompanied and cemented by far-reaching structural changes in the global governance architecture, as well as various international and regional organizations. Minister Osman stressed that as a principal international platform, the United Nations must indeed be elevated in terms of structure and mandate to a cherished umbrella organization that can fulfill its historical mandate with efficiency and potency. And in this perspective, the much vaunted reform of the UN Security Council should not be perceived as nominal tampering that is merely limited to increasing the number and geographical representation of the new members. The Northern Red Sea Region Administration, in cooperation with NAFA Subzone Administration, provided organized training program to members of the Subzonal Administration, as well as ERA and managing directors of ERA Administration in NAFA Subzone. The training included the significance of efficient documentation, strengthening administrative capacity, material management, as well as issues related with financial management, indicating that sustainable training programs have been organized with a view to develop the overall capacity of staff members. Mr. Yaqub Idris, administrator of the subzone, called on the trainees to apply the training they received in intelligibility, providing effective and timely service to the public. The trainees' representative thanked the regional and subzonal administration for providing the training opportunity while outlining its effort to increase members' overall capabilities. We are live on ERi-TV. Stay tuned for international news. Russia's top diplomat denounced the United States and West yesterday as self-interested defenders of a fading international power structure. The U.S. and its subordinate Western collective are continuing to fuel conflicts which artificially divide humanity into hostile blocs and hamper the achievement of overall aims. They are doing everything they can to prevent the formation of a genuine multipolar world order, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said. He also added that they are trying to force the world to play according to their own self-centered rules. As for the 19 months war in Ukraine, he recapped some historical complaints going back to the 1991 breakout of the Soviet Union and alluded to the billions of dollars that the U.S. and Western allies have spent in supporting Ukraine. But he didn't delve into the current fighting. For a second year in a row, the General Assembly is taking place with no end to the war in sight. A 3-month-long Ukraine counteroffensive has gone slower than Kyiv hoped, making modest advances but no major breakthroughs. A town has been epicenter of an uprising against Al-Qaeda-affiliated terror group Al-Shabaab in Somali. The truck bomb has affected many families in the country as well as Somalis in the diaspora who took to social media to express sadness. No group has yet claimed responsibility for the attack, but former Hirshabelle State President Mohammed Abdi War suggested that Al-Shabaab was behind it. These are the actions of the detestable and vile group in its last day. We condemn it in the strongest possible terms, he wrote on X. The Horn of Africa's country has been pledged to the security for years, with the main threats estimating from Al-Shabaab and the Daesh-ISIS terrorist groups. Al-Shabaab has increased attacks since Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed, who was elected for a second term last year, declared an all-out war on the terror group. Now we have a quick recap of the top stories. Minister Osman Saleh addressed 78th Summit of UNGA. Training on administration conducted. Russia's Lavrov slams West in UN speech. At least 18 people killed in suicide truck bombing in Somalia. It was me, Salim Brahana, with the news for tonight. Thank you for being with us. Have a good night.